We are live, Flo. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hotel Marketing Live Show again. You know how much I love doing these lives, and today I'm joined by someone who enjoys live streams way more than I do. So it's exciting to have Flo here today join me. We've already done a few live shows together, but that was on Instagram. LinkedIn's a bit different, but still same fun. Flo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, Marit. Hi, everybody. My name is Flo. I am a marketer online on social media. I've been doing this for 7 years, and I am in the influencer content creator space, but I also have brand experience. I worked with a hair care brand in Georgia. I live in Atlanta for 2.5 years. So I have the duality of understanding what brands want to see. And then I also understand what the community wants to see and what creators want to see when they work with them. So happy to be here. This is actually my first live on LinkedIn. So it's really nice, to be here.
I'm honored to be your first LinkedIn Live host. So it's pretty much like Instagram, maybe different format. But these stay on my feed. So people who don't watch it now, and usually the replays are way more watched than the live stream itself. And people can comment live and can comment even afterwards. So today it's all about a very important topic, especially for hotels. It's about community building, right? And how do you build an engaged community on social media? Because it's not just about, and I keep repeating it to hotels, it's not just about posting and writing a fancy caption and posting the most amazing video and photo that you took of your rooms and swimming pools, whatever. If you don't engage, there's no way you're building a community. There's just no way it's happening. Am I correct, Flo?
You are, yes. And there's also a misconception if anybody's hearing the live. A lot of people, specifically in the hotel space, think that, and then just in general, really, a lot of people think that community equals the followers that are on their social media account. And that is very far from the truth.
So what do we mean by community? That's a good point.
So yeah, let's give a kind of definition of community. So your community are the people who really are in tune with you on social media beyond your followers, the people who you see in your comments all the time, liking and then also asking questions or engaging with you more than the average person. They're the people that that, okay, I know this person's name. I see that they're always posting. These are the people that are also in your stories, who are constantly reacting to your stories, actually putting input when you ask questions. Those are your community members. And
why is it not the same as followers?
It's not the same as your followers, because let's look at a case study. Let's see if maybe like a hotel that has 10,000 people on social media, specifically Instagram, right? Yeah. Not all 10,000 people are going to see that post. Not all 10,000 people are actually going to go in and comment their actual views or their kind of like things that they like about the hotel or anything that you're showing. Same thing with your stories. They're not the people who are engaging. So you have a subsection of your followers that are just more loyal, the people that I like to call VIPs in your community. And those are the people that are truly in your community, who go above and beyond just tapping that follow, but actually want to see what you are doing and what you're showcasing on social media.
But I have a question.
Yes.
What about if you have someone who's following you? Because let's be very honest, most people will not comment. Most people who see a post do not comment. Maybe they would like. Commenting takes a bit more of an effort. So it's really people who really like you, right? Reposting, very, very few people. So what if you have someone who really likes you, but these people are a bit lazy, they are shy, and they never comment, right? And from time to time they like. Are they not part of the community?
I feel like they're part of the community, but they are, again, not fully invested. And this is where strategy comes in for a lot of hotel marketers. You want to make the content that you're putting out something compelling, something engaging for them to actually view. Is it just a stock photograph from 3 years ago of your hotel or your pool? Or are you adding in some UGC content, which is user generated content from your customers in real life? So the people who are booking the stays at your hotels and actually putting out content on social media, are you reposting that and then making sure that the people who are on your actual social media accounts actually see like, oh, wow, this is a recent photo. And then even you could take it even further by taking that user generated content photo and then getting a quote or taking the caption from the actual person talking about their stay. Adding in that more humanistic side is going to help you really kind of tap into those people who really want to be a part of your community.
So reposting
Oh,
is
go ahead.
good.
Sorry.
Reposting is a good thing. So that's one way to build community.
Yes. So you want to make sure that you are just adding in the humanistic side of your business. You don't want to just, again, add those stock photos or add just graphics. Make sure that you're bringing in that humanistic side of that. Also, another thing that I feel like is kind of lost with marketing whenever you're looking at social media is asking questions and figuring out as well beyond your customers, those subsections of people. So obviously you have people that stay there, but what are they staying there? Are they staying there mostly for business? Are they there every summer? Do you have people that are always there every single summer? Figure out why they keep coming back. Maybe even asking like in a email or going in and maybe asking through DMs, what made you continue to come here? And then kind of grasp those smaller understandings from them and tap that into your actual socials. So if it is somebody that comes every summer, maybe talk about why they come. If they've said that you have the best spa services, or they know that when they come there, they're always going to get A1 quality service, put that into your actual captions or into your stories.
We need to ask them first. So we need to make it clear that we are going to repost.
Yes.
Right? Do we need to tag them or is it anonymous?
No. I mean, it's totally up to, I guess, the social media manager if they want it to be anonymous. I know some people definitely have privacy. They still love, wanting to support, but they don't want to be shown, and that's fine. What you can do is maybe create a reel of like just saying on the reel customer reviews and then adding their quotes. That is a way that's compelling to add into your stories or wherever. You can even do that on LinkedIn if you put it in a more strategic way. I think that's something that could be really compelling for the viewers that are watching.
So sharing experiences, we said so far. So sharing, I have it's not an objection, but just.
Please. I love the devil's advocate.
I know some hotels, actually, I very concrete example, some hotels that say, I don't want to repost UGC because it doesn't fit my style. The pictures are not professional enough, and they just don't want to post UGC content. They feel that, the pictures aren't good enough. What do you say?
That's actually a really great question. And I think that's something that you definitely want to pay attention to when you are thinking about your aesthetic. And this is specifically for Instagram because Instagram is very big on their aesthetic in the way that things look, right? Their other social media accounts are not. So what you can do if you have TikTok or if you have other forms of marketing that you're utilizing, maybe adding them into those other sources that are not super aesthetic. Another thing that you could do if you are looking for that more aesthetic feel is to work with creators or work with photographers and get that kind of a lifestyle kind of content for your Instagram. Because that's very important. You don't want it, again, to just be stale stock photos. You want to kind of add that life into it, and working with creators or working with photographers on a comp basis or, any kind of basis that works for both, that's mutually beneficial, will help bring in that content. Because again, in social media, what's happening? Everything's going so fast. You don't only want to post like 1 or 2 photos a month, and then nobody's really knowing or understanding who you are in social, and they can only experience you in real life. Because
so you're using creators to build community, yes?
Yes. You want to use creators to build community, and when they see these services, because I know all of you have amazing, amazing ways to really show your patrons that you care about them, they're going to want to talk about you anyway. That like advocacy, that kind of ownership of that experience that they've had, they're going to be like, oh, you need to stay here. Like, these are the benefits that I got. These are the really great ways that they made me feel. And they're going to talk to their friends. They're going to talk to their family about it. And it's going to be a trickle down effect. And I think that when building community, it is a long road. It's going to be long vision. Nothing's going to happen overnight. But once you do it, these are the benefits of it. You get, like I said, the advocacy, the affiliation with you and that person. You're also going to have more of a chance to really do some market research, asking those specific questions like, okay, so like, is there anything that you feel like we could do better? Or what is your opinion on those specific things? They're going to be straight up with you. They're going to be honest with you because they have that time invested with you and your business. Along with that, if you build community now, in the long run, you're going to save so much money in marketing and not having to sell for yourself. You get to have, again,
so
that
now
community.
that you say this, I have
Oh,
a
yes,
question,
yes, yes.
because before we say what will come when you build community, what does it look like?
Yeah, no,
What does it
yes.
mean that we have built a community? How does it look like? How does
Yes,
it look?
okay. Oh, sorry, this is so important. Remember we were talking about tripods? My tripod is not doing good now. Hold on 1 second.
So take your time. My tripods, the other one just died
Okay,
a
maybe
couple
this
of
is good.
minutes before the live, so I fully understand how you feel.
No, exactly. So what does building community look like? So even beyond social, or let's talk about social really quick. You want to make sure when you're building community within the posts that you're creating, you're asking engaging questions. What does that look like? You want to kind of create stories or create, again, that kind of call to action for your audience to speak to you. So for instance, you could say, you can ask them, what are your bucket list countries or states to visit? That is still in the hotel space because it's travel. It's something that you can still kind of tap into. If you have markets in those areas, then you can see like, okay, these are people that might want to be in these areas. Let me go ahead and add some analytics or some data like on a spreadsheet so you can understand like, okay, these are the people that would be in this market or these are the people that would be in this market. You can also get into maybe doing a giveaway, maybe doing like a discount for something if your audience actually answered a survey that you created. So you can do the survey on stories, or you can do that via your newsletter, and see if there is a couple of people in your community that are willing to do that. And that's going to help with your market research, right? So even on social, another thing that we don't do well, and we got to talk about it, is commenting back, making sure that those conversations actually move forward, not just leaving nice photo or thank you, but going beyond that.
But every single comment?
Not every single one. If there's, I think that it can sometimes, if they're just saying thank you for this info, you can just like it. But if they are
they just put like a series of hearts, for instance, or
I
like
and this is
emojis.
I think that that's why Instagram invented the little heart button, just like that. That's not really engaging, right? They're giving love, but it's not really a question that is moving, again, that conversation forward. But if they are, like I said, wanting to be engaged, asking them questions also, so you can make that trickle down effect with them. And also with that UGC content, if you see somebody has tagged you, go back and actually talk to them and say, hey, Ashley, thank you so much for including us in this reel. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you for staying with us. Something of that nature. And even go in and DMs and say like, hey, let us know, sign up for our email newsletter. We do discounts every quarter or something like that. So just taking it beyond and seeing if they'll actually add that, because I'll tell you from my experience, when I have businesses that actually take the time to get to know me, I'm invested. I'm like, whoa, like this does not happen all the time. There are so many cookie cutter businesses that will just say, thanks, like this, or not even mention me by name, and it doesn't further our connection. So community equals connection. That's something that I
Is
think
it
that
important to say the person's name? So thank you so
yes.
for staying with us.
If
Yeah.
yes, if they have their name available in their bio, it's a psychological thing that whenever somebody's talking to you and they actually use your name, it creates that deeper connection. Because I'll tell you through email for myself, I don't personally think it's okay if you're emailing me to call me the Blended Beauty. My name is in my bio. My name is Flo. So call me by my name.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
that's horrible.
but
So
even
it's the
in
same thing with
DMs, I
comments.
think that's not
Yeah, so
acceptable,
lazy.
right? It's so
Super
lazy.
lazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But also in comments,
Yeah, if they do have their name, because
even
now in Instagram they will have their name field. If you go in DMs, you'll see their name if they have it associated with it. So just call them by the name if they have. If they don't, that's, you can't do anything about it. But if you can, that's really good to add in there. And then beyond that, consistency in showcasing your hotel services, and also, again, not always going on a hard sell. I think that a lot of brands get this misconception of, I'm on social media, that means I need to sell. And that's not the thing. Social media is to be social, which, again, it's mind-boggling, but people just don't know. They're just not aware. And you want to be social. Again, with those comments, adding in UGC if it fits your aesthetic, adding in just customer stories, showcasing your in real life, maybe
but
events
what
that you
about,
have.
let's say a hotel has a special summer offer coming up? Is it
Mhm.
fine to talk about that? Because obviously they want to put the news out there, right?
Oh yeah. I think that's totally fine. I think that I was just talking about the discrepancy of only doing that, and
Yeah.
that's all you're doing on social media. That's
Oh.
not going to grasp community. It's not going to help people further fall in love with you.
Absolutely, because of course, hotels, the main objective in the end is to get people to stay with them,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
mean, if they get so many followers, so many likes, and so many comments, but very few people. Now, do you think social media could be used on? So let's say they have built a community, but these people don't really stay at that hotel. Is it then a useless community?
No. I think that what happens, again, the community that you're trying to build is to nurture, right? It's to
Yeah.
nurture that experience. If, especially now, in some of these cases where maybe some people have lost their job or they're just not in the place, if you still have cultivated that community, you'll be top of mind when they want to go on that vacation, or when they want to go overseas, or in some cases, if they need a staycation and they want to go to a spa, or if they have an event and they think of your hotel, because they're, again, all of those things happen, and they can have you top of mind when you are really trying to focus on that relationship.
So it takes time,
It
right?
does take time. It does take
Results
time.
don't happen
Some
overnight.
people say it one more time.
So results don't happen overnight.
No. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. It's, again, if you are trying to maybe do kind of, in some situations, feed two birds with one stone. I don't like using kill two birds with one stone, but feed two birds with one stone. What you can do is invest in creator marketing or influencer marketing, because they do that for you. You give them parameters. Hey, we want this kind of aesthetic. We want you to maybe, have like a requirement, maybe like monthly or something. And let them kind of funnel in that content for you. That way, okay, hey, they posted this week. Let me go ahead and add that into our content strategy for the month of July. And then add in their experience, get the photos that they've had, and then circulate that throughout your social media. That will definitely help kind of lessen the burden on, if it's only a one-person team in that hotel marketing that's doing social media, or two people. It will definitely help kind of funnel in that content that you can't create on your own,
I have two questions here, two follow-up
Yeah.
questions. One, because we discussed, okay, you want to connect with your community, you want to connect with potential guests, maybe former guests, future guests. One is never too sure when those people will stay at your hotel.
Yes.
And maybe they won't stay at your hotel, maybe they will just come visit your spa, they will come maybe dine at one of your restaurants. So it's not only about staying, there are different
Yeah.
ways to you can get them into your business as a hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or organize their wedding at your hotel,
Yeah.
their birthday.
Receptions. Yep.
Absolutely. So that means that there must be different ways of liaising with the community, right? So it's not only Instagram posts. What do you see as effective channel of liaising and building a community? Is it maybe like Instagram Reels, which we know you are the expert at the hotel marketing space for? Is it TikTok? Almost no hotel is on TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is it LinkedIn? What works?
I think that if you can, you want to be on at least 2 channels to really kind of see where you are. Now, I'm not going to include in those channels like email marketing because that's kind of separate from social media, but you definitely want to have a strong email marketing campaign. But some other ways that you could really kind of show that you are actually have events or show that you're trying to build community. Some other businesses in different spheres use SMS marketing. So text messaging, talking about maybe a specific event that's coming up in July, texting them and sharing a link, or maybe even sharing like a discount for them through SMS. Also, when you're thinking about what you just said, which is very important if anybody's listening, TikTok is blowing up, and not just in the standard way of, just accounts like creators, but companies. So many companies have been going viral by chance. A big one that a lot of people remember is Fleetwood Mac and Ocean Spray. So think about how you can even tap into the creators who might already be making content on TikTok, and you haven't even looked at what the content that they've created for your hotel. I personally went to Las Vegas and I stayed at the MGM Park a month ago. And to do my research, I went on TikTok to see what other people were seeing. And it kind of helped me decide why I wanted to stay there, because they are the only hotel in Las Vegas that's smoke free, which I thought it was so cool, and it's so different. I was like, oh wow, it was such a beautiful hotel. But beyond that, that's where people are searching for. It's not just Gen Z who are on TikTok, but every demographic is on TikTok right now. 50 plus,
the
30.
hotel marketing space is also now on TikTok since a few days.
Yeah, yes. So we need to kind of push that forward. And again, the way that you could utilize that, find that UGC content that people are creating, or do your own original content. Do a walkthrough of your hotel saying, hey, this is what we got going on today. Specifically, we have spa treatments, or the restaurant is doing half off drinks. Come on in, something of that nature. And because TikTok is fast paced, you could do that all day if you wanted to. Or you can make and utilize a strategy where you are doing.
I got a third question now, because I need to interrupt you, because you mentioned a word. You said a word a few times, and you said the word discount quite so often. So discount might not be very popular with luxury hotels.
Yes. Okay.
With but with 90% of hotels, it is popular.
Okay.
I know some hotels in some markets, they live on discounts. I would even name, I know, for instance, Dubai, it's discount after discount, right?
Gotcha.
So it really depends on the market.
Yes, for sure.
And that's my question to you. How important is it to give the community something, to give them a discount, to give them a free drink when they come dine with you? Like, in this engagement, is it like a transactional engagement? Do you need to give something?
No. So I think that I try to kind of pull in real life experience that I've seen through hotel marketing via community building. But if you're talking about a luxury experience, I think that when you are booking a specific kind of experience, you already have your mindset set. So it's not really about a discount or anything. It's just about the experience. So for instance, if somebody is in luxury and they want to showcase their hotel, showcase the high ceilings and all the food, or all the different kinds of like small details that people would really like. Even now that we're in COVID, or still, I know that people think we're still in COVID. Certain things that people who are maybe introverted, who don't want to have transactions with people, making sure that you're showcasing in video, maybe the no touch policy where you're actually just taking your card as soon as you come in, like the geo is going to be there and you can actually sign in without even talking to a person. That kind of stuff pulls people in, like, oh, I don't have to talk to a person. I love this. Let me go ahead and book the hotel with you. So there's different, again, you want to look at the psychographics. So not just the demographics, 25 to 32 has this kind of income. You want to get even granular. For instance, I'm thinking about it. What if you have very specific communities within your hotel space that are avid bikers? Maybe you could do like a special and put a Peloton in the hotel and say, hey, we have Pelotons. That community who loves Peloton is going to be like, oh, I'm staying at this hotel, because what other hotel has it? I don't know if they have them, but just kind of like as an idea to kind of bring that in. So look at the services that you provide already or could provide that they can benefit from within your business.
Which brings us actually to the question that I had for you earlier is,
yes,
we mentioned community, right? But there are also sub-communities, right?
Yes.
Not only one,
No.
several, right?
Yes.
And how do we make sure that we are making everyone happy? How do we make sure that we are looking after and liaising with all sub-communities and not just one that we might particularly feel attached to, right? For instance, you know how it is, and in many countries, there's also it's big talk of being inclusive, making sure that all your diverse communities feel involved. Yeah, but a hotel might just only showcase maybe just only white people, maybe always people with no handicaps, straight people. How important is it to show that you appreciate diversity in your business?
Absolutely. No, that is first and foremost something that I look at with any, like when I'm thinking of working with any brand. If they don't have a Black or brown person in their socials, I am looking at them side-eyed, because we've been here. This is not, we're not in this place anymore. It's 2022. You do not need to be told, hey, like your marketing and the way that you are showcasing is not inclusive and it's not what the world looks like, right? So as a person, if you're already with your actual social media taking people out, that is again another talk for your content strategy and what you are doing to showcase, hey, do I even want this community? You're already shutting people out. So that's not something that you should be doing. You should always be trying to make sure that you're looking at the world in an inclusive and diverse eye. And just like you said, with people who are handicapped, maybe even showcasing the rooms for handicapped people in videos or taking photos and just, again, like what I said, a room tour, looking at like the accommodations that you have. There's no couches in hotel rooms that have handicapped people or people who are handicapped, the rails, things of that nature, more open spaces, all of that, that should be accommodated. So yeah, there definitely are some areas that you should be kind of not necessarily closing people out. You don't want to do that, but you want to make sure in at least all categories that you have places to where people can see themselves.
I have a question about how much time should a hotel invest in? Because this sounds like a lot of work.
Oh yeah,
everything you mentioned now sounds like so much work. We need to reply to comments. We need to DM, reach out to customers. We need to do this. We need to do that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And I think that whenever you're thinking about this, it's important to have a team. It's important to have maybe freelancers who specialize in these types of situations to really take that work off of you. If you are really focused in on, doing your in real life events and you don't really have the time
what would that look like? What would that look like? Let's say hotel has zero time for that. Their team is just way too small, right? What would that look like of getting someone to manage the community?
Yeah. So what you can do, what that would look like is actually you, if you're able to really reach out and speak to places, agencies that have these kind of capabilities to where they have a group of creators like yourself who have these experiences with really great quality creators who know what they're doing, and making sure that they develop a strategy for you and that they can take that off of you. So services that might just do the social media management for you and post a certain time or a certain amount of posts a week, and also do the community management, going in there and making sure that they use your language, your messaging within the comments, creating stories that also are engaging as well, and having that as a basis to where it's off of your plate and you don't have to worry about it because you had a great one-on-one experience with them in the beginning. They know all about your hotel, what things that you want to promote, the benefits and things of that nature. And then from there,
And this person can be remote.
yes, all of that, kind of looking at that, looking at the UGC, looking at all your other social media to see if there are anything specific that they want to reach out to or put into your content. So there are so many, because of the way the world is now, and there's so many creators out there that have really great specialized criteria on what they're doing. There are so many things that you could kind of, again, still have your pulse on without putting your hands into the situation.
And that's across different channels. So let's say
Yes.
Someone steps in to manage community, would have a meeting with the team first, the hotel people, to get to understand the hotel, right? Would go through UGC, as you mentioned, would go through imagery, and then would be the tone of voice, right, of social media, and will liaise with with followers and likers,
Yeah.
commenters, right?
Yeah, with your community. And I think that for at least most brands right now, Instagram is still going to be the hub for building community, and until other social media has really become present, that's really some focuses. Or if you want to become in the space to where you are doing more localized things for TikTok and things of that nature. But yes, I think that is going to be for a lot of people. Again, just something off your plate to where you can focus on the things that are more important to you, or the things that really run your business smoother.
And the way we do it at the hotel marketing space is,
yes.
So we say 1 hour a day should be enough, like every day for a month, right?
Yes.
And then, of course, some hotels might have, 20 restaurants that might need more. Others are smaller, less, obviously. But that is separate from content creation. But I want you to talk about Instagram Reels, because you are our expert, right?
Yes.
So let's say a hotel has no clue how to use Instagram Reels. If I'm not mistaken, you teach how to
I do,
create,
yes.
and you create themselves. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I love that Reels is kind of now for Instagram really have been popping up as a whole, as a society. 60% of us love short form content. So very bite-sized things that they can learn about visually, or again, educational wise. And that is now the times, photos are still good, carousels are still good, but to really get that interaction and to be of the times, Reels is what you want to have. So with a Reel strategy, it really depends on what the brand is needing, specifically if they are looking for something that is going to be educational, if they just want POV where they're just maybe showcasing specific things around the hotel, looking at maybe customer experience. So there's those different things. But with Reels, it's really important to, number one, make sure that whatever you're creating is visually aesthetic. You want to make sure that it's something that's going to stop somebody's scroll and not be like, oh, this is just something that I don't need to talk about. You can do that by utilizing fonts.
Would you take from the hotel, so the hotel would need to, because you're not there, right? You're doing it remotely. So how would this work?
Yeah. So what you could do, if you do have somebody on site that's able to, so there are certain things that you can kind of showcase maybe on a weekly basis to create a bank of content, but maybe doing, like I was saying, walkthroughs through a room or through the lobby, showing your shops, showing your restaurants that you have, your spa services, your pool, your bar, things of that nature that you can kind of utilize. And then from there, if you create that just have that content, you can just have it raw. The editing can be done. The adding of fonts or text on the actual video can be done. Voiceovers can be done by the social media manager. So again, that's not on your plate as all. Also, whenever you're thinking about creating content and making Reels, you also don't always have to have the in real life videos. You can also utilize quotes again from your customers, when they maybe made a review online, how was your stay? And they wrote a quote. You can actually put that on a video with a stock video, maybe of, I don't know, the sky or some beautiful flowers or just the color aesthetic that you have for your Instagram. Adding the quote is going to tell like people like, oh my gosh, like, okay, they had a great experience. I need to actually check out more of their services or kind of see what other videos they have so I can make a decision if I want to stay at this particular establishment.
And can one use the same reel maybe over and over again, like maybe every month post the same reel, or is the reel only used once and then it's dead?
No, so repurposing of content is definitely something that you can do. Depending on the frequency of how many times you're posting a reel a month, you could do that. I typically like to repost specific reels every quarter because again, like you see certain things. If it's something that kind of went, I like to call it mini viral or something that got really great engagement, that's a sign that a lot of people liked it. And also, as you grow or as you are on Instagram, you are gaining followers. So some people haven't seen that piece of content. So repurposing is really good as well.
Okay, no, that's important because we also, hotel wants to also buy something that it can use more than once, right? And
Yes,
I
yeah.
think an Instagram reel where you have a review, I think that can be used, as you said, maybe 3 times a year, right?
Yeah, and it can be taken off of Instagram. You can use that in your newsletters, maybe even add it onto your website if you would like, or on an ad if you have that capability and if you want to do that.
Absolutely. So before we close, why don't we talk about, let's say someone wants to learn how to create Instagram reels. How would you teach them? Is it teachable or is it talent?
Oh, no, it's definitely teachable. There can be like step by step because I think again, everybody is not technologically savvy.
Yeah.
What could really happen is maybe you could actually go in step by step and showcasing what that could look like, giving those prompts throughout. But then there's also that aspect of also adding in audio, which is very important, having trending sounds, and then also kind of looking at the aspect of really just showing them how to create a reel, titles, hashtags as well if you don't have a social media manager or anybody utilizing it for you, and then showing them how to publish, and then going into that space of, again, the more you do it the better that you get from it, but it's absolutely teachable. Yes.
And if someone learns how to create an Instagram reel, do they necessarily learn how to create a TikTok, or that because we still don't have that service to create a
Yeah,
TikTok?
so
Or is it different?
they're a completely different space, and we can actually talk about this because it's very different.
Yeah.
A lot of brands are afraid of going on TikTok because they don't know how to create on TikTok. Again, as I said in the beginning,
at first, huh?
it's not easy, but once you get into it and understand how, it becomes easier. So for instance, like I was saying in the beginning, Instagram is very aesthetic. It's very visual in the sense of we're giving you this beautiful glammed type of thing. That's how Instagram was created. TikTok is very relatable. It's very off the cuff. It's very much so not necessarily not aesthetic, but it's just more of you're talking to a friend like on FaceTime. It's very organic, right? As opposed to more structured, more kind of studio-esque on Instagram. So they're very different. So if you're looking at it from a hotel perspective, you're not going to want to put in your most glamorous shots, but again, maybe that POV from a creator or a POV from a customer talking about your hotel and being okay with that happening, because again, it's just different. People don't look at the full grid on TikTok. They're on their For You page, which you're just scrolling and seeing and discovering new content. So a lot of brands who get on TikTok are like, well, my feed doesn't look right. Nobody cares about your feed on TikTok. They don't care about that. They want good information. They want to basically have the promise of you utilizing and showcasing what you said you would. So if you said you're going to do a walkthrough of your hotel, do not end the video without walking through the hotel.
And one can do live also, right? Live streams.
Yes, you
also.
can do lives. Yes. So you can maybe do a live if you had an in real life event and you were doing cocktails and there's like a special cocktail for that day. Go live and talk about how to create that or how you made it. Maybe the bartender can talk about it and
But who
tell
should
everybody
do
to come
that?
down and check it out.
But who should do that? We talked about walkthrough or lives now, but who should do that? Who should represent the hotel on TikTok? Is it important that it's someone? I mean, because there are so many people who could do it, right?
Yeah.
Could
It
it
could
be
be
pretty much
if you
anyone?
have
Or
somebody that's in-house in marketing and they are in the actual site, that's great. If you have a younger person that is in your hotel that is a Gen Z, because again, think about what they do. They grew up natively online, so they know how to do everything. Maybe utilize one of those people that is in your staff and to ask them to help you out with that. And I think that they're probably going to be impressed that you even know about TikTok. So, so to kind of bring them into and for them to kind of even share their ideas would be really great for, again, kind of cultivating that community, even within your hotel space and just seeing like, hey, we want to really build upon what we have. And we know that TikTok is a new space on social media that could bring in more really valued customers. And now that I'm thinking about that, even promoting your royalty programs or your memberships that you have for your hotels. If there is, you have a membership that you have for, if they do like 4 or 5 stays in the year, talking about that, talking about what they can get with that membership. And that has not, you don't have to go around the hotel. You can just talk about that, face to face, and people will be interested in it.
we will close with two objections that I am very
Oh, yes.
sure
I love to object
99% of hotels
Yes.
will say. I am very sure. One objection is I don't have enough content topics. I don't have enough things to talk about on TikTok. I am very sure 99% of hotels will tell you that, right? Second objection will be, well, it's too late for me now to join TikTok. So what do you say to these two objections?
Okay, number one, if you don't have enough topics to talk about within your hotel space, you don't have a good content strategy, because you don't want to just talk about your hotel. As we were talking about previously, you want to understand who your customers are and you want to understand what they're into and bring that into your actual strategy. If they are Peloton riders, having some pieces of content to where you're kind of, again, if you have somebody that's on your team does a funny skit or just talks about how we love Peloton and that's something that's in our hotel, or again, talking about the experience of getting away and having that kind of aspect a part of your space, not specifically about your hotel, because that's another thing about TikTok. You don't want to hard sell, you want to kind of soft sell things. But yeah, kind of talking about self-care, talking about getaways, wanderlust, talking about experiences. So if you're a hotel and you host weddings or host receptions, if you host maybe there's a group of people who are there for a bachelorette or a groom's party, something of that nature, you can talk about those things. Hotels bring really great content. And you know what's one thing? Whoever's listening to this is probably going to love this if they're on TikTok. You can start a series called A Good Night's Sleep. Because what's something that people love about hotels? Those amazing beds, those pillows, and the amazing air conditioning that you get, right? So you can talk about the bedding, or talking about if you are a boutique hotel, your eco-friendly measures of what you want. You kind of promote, hey, that we want you to reuse your towels more often. There's so many different things that you could talk about within the hotel space that is not, again, directly talking about your hotel.
But
And
I
then
might
beyond,
say it's too late.
yeah, and it is not too late. So ads on TikTok are just kind of rolling in. They're very new. When you think about Instagram, we've been around on Instagram for forever. Same thing with Facebook. They're just getting in that. So the organic growth that you can have on TikTok is still huge, regardless of the changes of algorithm. It's their advertising is not something that you're seeing all the time, just like on other places. So the potential to grow is there. You just have to get on the platform and do it. And I know that's probably like, oh, that's the advice I get from everybody, but it's very true. You want to make sure that you do have a plan when you get on there, and just start posting and start finding the people that belong in your community. Because I have seen so many just creators and businesses really just kind of cultivate that community. And there are so many places, again, that new demographic that you didn't even know that would want to be a part of your hotel space, you now have via TikTok. If that, again, that's something that you want to do.
I love this advice. I think it's amazing. Closing advice is that you have to start, right?
Yes.
And if there is one platform where you can start, even if you're clueless, I think that's TikTok.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
at the very beginning, you don't have many followers, right?
No, that's
So
how it
you have
is.
nothing to lose,
You're
right?
nobody's gonna comment, but you keep going till you find something that people are gravitating towards. Basically, use TikTok as an experiment for now, and then once you see some traction, you see some data on stuff, start tweaking your approach and start making sure that these people are aware of what you're doing and the overall community that you're trying to create.
Thank you so much, Flo, for this amazing conversation. As always, there's lots for hotels to learn, for all of us to learn.
Yeah,
Myself.
specifically just on social media in general. Yes.
Exactly, on how to create a content strategy, on how to create content, on how to liaise with the community, and how to build your community. So very, very interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Flo. So this will stay on my LinkedIn feed, but not only that, now that we have a brand new LinkedIn page for the hotel marketing space,
Yes.
I will be posting this also on the hotel marketing space LinkedIn page and the previous two lives that we had on this topic. And so any questions, do feel free to reach out to us and we'll catch you on the next live. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.